Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Independent Artist Series live from Subcat Studios in Syracuse, New York. My name is Shauna Cheatham, and I will be your host. Today, I'm joined with our second artist, Destynee.
Hello.
Destynee, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Destynee. I am a local artist here in Syracuse, New York. I am about to be 27, and I hate that. But I'm really excited to perform some of my original music for you guys tonight. So,
how would you describe your style of music?
I am a really nice mix of contemporary pop and R&B. I grew up listening to R&B music, a lot of hip hop, a lot of rock. I'm kind of an eclectic mix, and I kind of think that it shows in my music. So,
how did you get started doing music?
Goodness. Well, my mother likes to say that I came out of the womb singing, but I think I really realized that it's what I wanted to do probably when I was about in 8th grade. I did this graduation performance, and I wrote my own song, and it was this whole thing, and super corny and cringy now, but at the time, for a 12, 13-year-old, everyone was like, wow, this is great. You should be professional. And I don't know, little me was just excited for all that feedback. So I was like, okay, we'll just give it a shot. And I went and did some theater, and it kind of just all went from there. So,
what is it that excited you about the pop genre?
I think what really attracted me to it was not just the music behind it and, the radio effect and, the effect that it could have on people. It's just more like, I feel like pop music kind of gives you a platform to do it all. It's not just one genre. It's kind of a mix of everything. So I think that's kind of what led me into this particular genre.
So you're going to be performing original music for us today.
I am.
How did you get started writing music and poetry and things like that?
Oh, goodness. Okay. I guess when I really think about it, I used to spend a lot of time sneaking my mom's diaries and poetry books and reading her poetry and wanting to be just as good. And I kind of just started writing my own stuff, and then I kind of exposed myself to, I started stealing my mom's music. I was very influenced by my mother, clearly. But I used to steal her music, and I remember listening to When the Pond by Fiona Apple. And I think that album really fueled me as a songwriter. And I wanted to create a visual when people listen to my music, and they're like, oh, I can see that,
Mm. So you're going to be performing your debut album for us today. Where were you in your life when you were writing some of this music, and what does this album mean to you?
This album it's my debut album, but it's my baby, and I'm really proud of the things that came out of it. This is it's a story of my journey through a lot of pain, a lot of recovery, a lot of addiction, a lot of bad habits, and a lot of bad people that I got myself mixed up with, and kind of the result of coming out of the grind like that, like being on the chopping block constantly and never feeling comfortable and always feeling stuck in a bad spot and just fighting your way through that.
Tell us about the first song that you're going to be performing.
So my first song that I'm going to be performing for you guys is called Win, and it is basically, it's my fight song. It's like, all right, I'm going to do this, and I might not like it, but I'm going to, grit my teeth and bear it and just fight my way to the top.
Awesome. We can't wait to hear it. Live from Subcat Studios in Syracuse, New York, it's Destynee.
For blood, you better run, 'cause when I go hard. And if you say no, I want it more, and I'm dying to be on top. Got mixed with some bad shit, had a few slips, but I'm trying to get a grip. I'm sick of being that bitch that everyone's so concerned. to conquer, be your contender. Feel like a tiger, you're just pretending. You're not a fighter, and you'll remember me for always saying what I mean. I may have been a mess in the past, but I'm leaving that shit where it is. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. I'ma leave you on red, don't DM me. I've got paper to chase, no breath to waste on these so-called friends, these frenemies. Got in with some bad shit, now all that glitters is gold. Somehow I'm still the chick that everybody wants to know. Came to conquer, be your contender. Feel like a tiger, you're just pretending. You're not a fighter, and you'll remember me for always saying what I mean. I may have been a mess in the past, but I'm leaving that shit where it is. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. Whoa, I came to conquer, be your contender. Feel like a tiger, you're just pretending. You're not a fighter, and you'll remember me for always saying what I mean. I may have been a mess in the past, but I'm leaving that shit where it is. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. If anybody asks, I came to conquer, be your contender. Feel like a tiger, you're just pretending. You're not a fighter, and you'll remember me for always saying what I mean. I may have been a mess in the past, but I'm leaving that shit where it is. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. If anybody asks, I'm here to win. Fighting for your rights and the old red, white, and blue. Thanks, guys. I pretend my skin is thicker than it is, and God forbid I let you crawl inside of it. There's not enough room even for me to fit. I'll wiggle my way out and perfume will linger. You'll hear me whisper. I'll be in your dreams, a manic pixie nightmare. You'll always remember. You'll always remember the way that I scream. Your tattoos all on me and the weight of your body, body. Heavy pressing on me and visions so haunting, yeah. Heavy pressing on me. You'll be my qualifier. You'll be my burning desire. Your wandering eye, the wiring in your brain. You're just like my father. You're all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. Intense, conceited, and I'm on the fence. Defeated at death, you're such a narcissist. When I first met you, I tried to keep it cool, but you weren't no fool. I guess that I liked you. You said that I was beautiful. I told you just the same. But you won't commit to just anything, and yet we still spend time here replacing my brain, replacing my brain, replacing my brain. It wouldn't be love for the rain to drown this parade. You'll be my qualifier. You'll be my burning desire. Your wandering eye, the wiring in your brain. You're just like my father. You're all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. I tried to hide, don't ask me why. Can't you see me cry? Don't look at me with those eyes. You'll be my qualifier. You'll be my burning desire. Your wandering eye, the wiring in your brain. You're just like my father. You're all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. Fingertips, flower petals, tiny wrists, fuzzy jacket, sexy asses, perky tits. I watch them passing. Always knew a bit of me, loved up on female energy. I'm obsessed, I love them all, and they're all in love with me. Can't help myself, I objectify. I don't get this way for the guys with their love breaking hearts and all they're taking. I love making love and won't you come and play? Let's get licking naughty. Wanna know your names? That body's insane. Let's kick it in my place. Hey girl, where'd you get that dress? You can color me impressed with that guest bag on your hip, acrylic gel and friends. faith, good taste, pretty face. Are we going out to play? Can't help myself, I objectify. I don't get this way for the guys with the love of breaking hearts and all they're taking. I love making love and won't you come and play? Let's get licking nutty. Girls, girls, wanna know your names. That body's insane. Let's kick it in my place. Girls, 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 uptown girls, downtown girls, East Coast girls, West Coast girls, New York girls, Cali girls, East Coast girls, West Coast girls. Girls, girls, won't you come and play? Girls, girls, let's get licking naughty. Girls, girls, wanna know your names. That body's insane. Let's kick it in my face. Can't help myself, I objectify. I don't get this way for the guys with the love of breaking hearts and all they're taking. I love making love and I can't help myself, I objectify. I don't get this way for the guys with the love of breaking hearts and all they're taking. I love making love and East Coast girls, West Coast girls, New York girls, Cali girls, West Scott girls, downtown girls, West Scott girls, West Scott girls. Can't help myself, I objectify. I don't get this way for the guys with the love of breaking hearts and all they're taking. I love making love and can't help myself, I objectify. I don't get this way for the guys with the love of breaking hearts and all they're taking. I love making love and dipping my hands inside his head. Ooh, we got technical difficulties. Let's start it over. Dipping my hands inside his head. I'm figuring out everything I can. He don't explain much. What a fucking code to crack. But I have a plan to break this horse's back. You were gonna be mine. I am gonna win this time. I will the real deal. You were gonna be mine. You were gonna be mine. You are gonna be mine. Well, that's it.
Amazing job. You talk about music being therapy. Can you talk about how important music was when you were going through these difficult times in your life?
You know, honestly, and I say this a lot, I say it a lot when I'm with people I care about. When I've had a couple too many drinks, I always let this slip. Like, if I woke up tomorrow morning and I could not sing anymore, I don't think I would have purpose. And I need music more than I could possibly express. Like, this is the only thing that from start to finish is completion for me, because I feel like everything else I do in my life, there's always this sense of unsatisfaction. And the one thing that when I'm done, I'm like, it's that. You know, I feel like that's probably why I chose to end that last song with a sigh, and it's like that in the recording too. Just because it's like, it's the only thing, like when it's done, I'm like, yes.
So all of your music is very personal to you. Is there a song in particular that you've gotten a lot of feedback from that other people could really relate to as well?
I think the number one relatable song on the album is probably going to be Qualifier. A lot of people really relate to that because most people have gone through some type of heartbreak in their life, you know. And that particular heartbreak definitely shaped a lot of decisions that I later made. And even though that left me very sad and very angry, and I mean, the lyrics kind of say it all, you know, like there's a lot of bitterness in those lyrics, but if I hadn't gone through that particular situation with that particular person, I wouldn't have found my current person, and I wouldn't have found myself, and I wouldn't have been able to heal myself. So as crappy as heartbreak can be sometimes, it really does shape you as an artist and as a person, and you learn from those things, or even better, you create from those things.
You talk about how important your producer was in you putting out this album. What should people look for in a producer, and how did your producer help you get you to where you are today?
My producer saw me in a very vulnerable and low point in my life and saw past that and looked at me dead in my face and said, "This isn't you. What do you do?" And I remember kind of just laughing at him. I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And he's like, "What do you do? Who are you?" And I was just like, "I'm a singer." And he was like, "Yeah, I know you are." And he could just, he felt that on me. And I remember he gave me his card and he was like, bring whoever you want to feel comfortable. I want to hear you sing. I want to hear what you can do. And that's exactly what he wanted. And he helped me create this. So I guess my advice for anybody that's looking for a producer is somebody that not only, gets you musically, but sees you as a person, because they can't sell you for who you are if they don't know you. And no matter what happens from this point on, like my producer, even if I'm not working with him next year, like he is somebody that I very much hold dear to my heart and very personal, and he helped me grow as a musician, and that is 120% what you want.
So people might not know this, but you're an actress as well. You kind of got your start in musical theater. You were just in a feature film. What are your goals for both music and acting, and how do you see those fitting together?
I would really hope to incorporate both of those things as best to my abilities, but I don't know. I guess I guess I'm pursuing them kind of separately at the moment, and that's kind of different for me, being that my background is musical theater, and so the acting and the singing I'm used to being all together. And I gotta say that since I've done film, it is a much easier process. Like I don't know why the misconception is that theater might be easier, but it's not. Like in theater, you don't have takes, you don't get to stop, you don't get to do it again. So I guess the most that I can hope for in trying to, combobulate the two into one is to maybe try to get my music in the films that I'm in and try to promote myself as a musician as well as an actress. But that isn't a perfect world where everybody likes me for everything that I am. And, that is not the world we live in. So,
So what are you working on right now?
right now, I actually, after doing a very personal shoot, concept piece that was very important to me, that my little cousin Rhiannon actually helped bring to life. We did this very powerful photo shoot based on Hecate, the goddess. And she's kind of been my rock and my go-to during these very strange times. So I don't know. God, I'm rambling. What was the question?
What music are you working on right now?
Yes. So the concept is about feeling empowered and feeling like your best goddess. And so that is kind of where I'm drawing inspiration from right now. And as soon as I was done with that shoot, I started writing again. And it's the first time pretty much since I wrote this current album that I've felt inspired to do something. So I'm really excited for what is in the works. I hope that whoever is on my team will help me bring this to life and will be very patient with me, because I'm so meticulous and kind of a pain in the butt to work with. But it's only because I am an artist and I have something in my brain and I just really, really, truly, deeply want it to be real. So
What advice would you give to someone that's starting out in music right now?
sing every single day. And even if that is just singing one of your favorite songs or practicing scales on YouTube, I mean, everything is kind of at our disposal now with the internet. But I guess my biggest advice is just don't be your biggest enemy. Don't hold yourself back. Don't give yourself the criticism that you're already going to get from other people. You have to be your biggest advocate. And if you want to be successful at what you're doing, and I'm not saying by any means that I am like super successful at this. I'm doing what I love and I'm doing what I'm passionate about. And I think that's really the most important thing. It's like don't try to get anything out of it but your own personal satisfaction, that sigh at the end of your song, like I was talking about earlier, just whatever makes you feel complete is right.
So I know that you waited a little bit to put this album out because of everything happening in the world, but then felt that it was really important for Black voices to be heard right now. Can you talk a little bit more about that and what you feel your responsibility is as an artist?
I honestly, so we released the album on, I believe, June 1st, if I'm not mistaken. We released the album, and, it was kind of in the heart of everything, and at first, I talked to my producer. I'm like, should we wait? Do you think we should wait a couple months before we release it? And he was just like, no, you need to put this out now. And I kind of felt guilty about it. I was just like, I feel like me trying to promote myself right now is like in poor taste or what have you. But, you know, he and I really talked about it, and he was so right. It's just like more now than ever, Black voices, Black artists, they need to be heard. Their craft needs to be shown. What they're working on needs to be displayed, because that's important. And it's something that fuels this country and is completely just swept under the rug and blindsided. And I just think it's not right. And so I've allowed myself to stop feeling guilty and just to continue to create my art and do what fulfills me. And hopefully, and this is my deepest desire as a musician, is whether people like or hate what I make, I would just want them to feel something at the end of the day. You don't have to like it, but if you thought about it, that's great.
Where can people follow you to hear more of your music?
You can find me on Apple Music. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube Music. Is it Weezer? Something, I don't know. I'm on a lot of things. I just, wherever you can download music or listen to music and stream it, you can find me. I was very surprised that when I typed myself in TikTok, my sounds came up, all my files. I was like, oh, there's me. So you can find me on TikTok too, I guess. But yeah, pretty much everywhere.
Great. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your music with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to Subcat Studios, to Launch Models and Talent, and to our sponsors. We hope to see you next week. Good night.